Hi everybody, I'm Tricia Morris from Club Scrap. Have you ever wondered how stamps are made? Well, I not only have the answer for you, I have a way for you to make them yourself right at home. So let's get ready to stamp your art out. What I'm going to do today is make my own stamp to celebrate my neighborhood soup party. That's right. We get together, bring chowder, bring chili, sit around, get to know each other, and eat soup. And since there really wasn't a stamp out there that I could buy to help me make invitations for the party and make thank you cards and name tags, I thought maybe I'd make it myself. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to be using the home stamp making kit from Just Right Stampers. Now, the first thing you need to do is choose your image. Now, you can either choose from the 700 images on the negative sheets that are already provided for you in the kit, or you can do like what I'm going to do with you right now and create your very own image. And in order to do that, you need to install the software on your PC, which I've already done. Now, right away at the top, the first item on my list is to open the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And you can search your computer for the images that you want to use. And you can see here I've got my soup stamp. I'll just go ahead and open that up, and now I can see my image. Eat soup, it's good for you. All right, then next I have to decide whether or not this is a photograph or a line drawing. Clearly, it's a line drawing. I'll click on it, and look what happens. Your image turns into a negative. All right, at this point, I want to print the negative. All right, so I've printed out my negative on the film, and I've taken a scissors and just trimmed around it, so I have my negative right here. Eat soup, it's good for you. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Now, the next thing we need to get our stamp making going is to bring in our black cardstock that comes in the kit and our magnetic clamp. This is important because you don't want any white surfaces underneath your clamp. Now, from home, you're going to be needing an adjustable height desk lamp with a 60-watt standard bulb. Next, let's make our little stamp making sandwich and get things rolling here. But before we do that, we need to make sure that the distance from the bottom of the shade to the top of the clamp is 8 inches. I happen to have an 8-inch ruler right here, so it looks like our shade needs to come up just a hair. Okay. The clamp has 2 parts again, so take the top part off the clamp, set that aside, and then you'll have your colored frame and a little indentation in the middle. Just take the negative and place it on the inside of the clamp. Finally, we're ready for a polymer packet. That's what's going to be used to actually create the stamp, and they're stored in this light safe case. They are light sensitive, so only take out what you need and close the box immediately. I'm going to be taking out a small polymer packet, which corresponds with my small negative. Place the packet on top of the negative, centered, and then we come back and attach the top part of our magnetic clamp. Next, we're going to just turn on the light and set our timer for 2 minutes. Start. Okay, so there's our timer clicking away. Oh, there we go. The timer is going off. Now all we need to do is just flip everything right over, keep the light on, reset the timer for 10 minutes, and that will begin the second hardening process. Our 10 minutes is up. Now if it goes just a little bit longer than that, not the end of the world, okay? Now the first thing we're going to do is turn off our light, set that aside, and disassemble our packet. I'm going to take off the top, set that aside. Here's your negative, and I will remove the bottom part of the clamp. I'll just keep the polymer packet just as it was as I disassembled it. I'm going to take the cutting mat with a paper towel on top, lay my polymer packet on that. Now we're going to take the craft knife and we're going to make some cuts around the perimeter of the packet, just inside the heat seal. I'm going to puncture through just the top layer of the packet, leaving the bottom layer intact. Now there might be some liquid coming out here. Don't let that worry you. Now when I round my last corner here, I can peel away just that top square portion that I've cut, and my image will be beneath there. This I can dispose of, and now what we need to do is wash away any polymer that has not hardened during this process. And I'm just going to bring this over to my washout bucket, and then I'll just put on some of that dishwashing liquid. I'll moisten my washout brush, and this in a circular motion, just very gently wash away any remaining liquid polymer. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is take the washed out stamp and then drop it into the DTAC salts. And grab my desk light again. This time for the third and final hardening process, I'm going to bring the light right up to the surface of the water. Don't let it fall into the water. And I'll set the timer again for 10 more minutes. Okay, another 10 minutes has passed and our stamp should be ready. This is the most exciting part. I'll turn off the lights. Once again, set that aside. Get some paper towels ready. And a stamp is born. Love it. Okay, here we go. Let's just take away some of the moisture and let's take a look. Wow, that turned out so good. Let's take a look at this now. Here is the floor of the stamp. That was created during the first hardening process. And then right here is our relief, and we have a nice deep image. All that's left to be done is to take a regular household scissors and just trim around the perimeter of those images, and then you're ready for stamping. Let me show you how that's going to work. Now here it is all trimmed, and then remember that that plastic piece is still attached to the back side of the stamp. So I'm just going to peel that away, and that's still going to be sticky. What's nice about that is it allows it to stick very well and hold firmly to the acrylic block that comes right in the stamp making kit. I think we need to give this a try. I've got some paper, I've got the ink that comes in the kit. And now, eat soup. It's good for you. I love it. Now my soup party is coming up, so I better get on task for making my invites, and I thought it might be fun to use my new stamp to make some door hangers. I'm using a piece of Club Scraps Farmer's Market paper. It's 4x9, and just punch right in the middle. Okay, I'll just take my scissors and make a little slit, and I can hang it on the knob. And then for the rest of the invite information, I'm going to take a piece of pumpkin paper. I've already attached some ribbon, just with some tape at the back, and layer that in place. Of course, we have the details, the time, the place, and what to bring: kettle, soup spoon. And then we have our little stamped image. I've distressed it a little bit. You can kind of crinkle it a little bit. That might be fun. And I will attach this to the top of this pumpkin piece. I thought it might be fun to just use a stapler. Okay. Now, my door hanger invitations are complete, but then of course I wanted to mail a couple. And I've made another invite, and here we have our Eat Soup stamp here, but then a partial image stamped on the lip of the envelope. And when we get to the party, we're going to want to know who everybody is. So here we have our party name tags, once again with my handmade stamp in use, and all the background paper was stamped, and then I just took a marker and added the names of all of our guests. Well, while you're there, you might run into a few fellow stampers, and you don't want to forget your artist trading cards. So I wanted to show you, I successfully made a negative out of a picture of my daughter Emily. And I made a stamp from that picture. And with that stamp, I made all of the images on my ATC cards. And finally, you'll be taking pictures at the soup party, so you'll need your layout. And of course, I used my Eat Soup stamp on the layout as well. This is so much fun. Now, when you store your stamps, you can just take a page protector, and that sticky side of the polymer will stick to the page protector while it's not in use, and you can remove it easily and attach it to your acrylic block. Well, I guess all that's left for you to do is make some of your own. So get ready to go stamp your art out. Have fun.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.